How Jeff Bezos is going to shut down Elon Musk's SpaceX. The rivalry game is getting stronger each day. Bezos is not stepping back, no matter how much it seems like a dead end. SpaceX versus Blue Origin goes a long way back, but Elon always steps up his game like Roadrunner, while Bezos, being Coyote, always misses his chance. But now, he has a few strategies. Let's see if he succeeds this time, or left startled again. Hello and welcome back to TechSphere, guys. Today, we are going to talk about Elon Musk's and Jeff Bezos' longtime rivalry taking a new turn. So stay with us until the end of the video. Jeff Bezos has criticized Elon Musk's Starship in a media campaign. But why was there a need to openly start a war? Let's dig deep, starting from the days back in 2004 when everything was friendly. Elon and Jeff were seen eating a fresh meal together and exchanging their separate space ideas in a competitive yet friendly manner. Until after the meal, SpaceX successfully test-launched a Falcon 1 in 2008, while Blue Origin made a few low-altitude flights of small test vehicles in the 4 years that followed. An account named Trung Fan tweeted, "In 2004, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos met for a meal to discuss space. It was one of their few in-person interactions. The conversation they had perfectly captures the different approaches they've taken to space exploration. After the Falcon came into existence, everything changed between the two. For nearly a decade, they mostly stayed out of each other's way. But by 2013, it was evident that their relationship had deteriorated. NASA was trying to lease the iconic launch pad 39A, which launched the Apollo astronauts to the moon. At the time, both firms submitted bids. However, before a tenant was chosen, Blue Origin filed a protest after NASA Administrator Charles Bolden made comments that Bezos' firm viewed as favoring SpaceX. Finally, the GAO, or Government Accountability Office, dismissed the protest, and SpaceX was awarded the launch pad. You'll find possibly the same scenario played out recently when NASA again chose SpaceX over Blue Origin. However, Musk also didn't stay silent. In a reaction to Blue Origin's protest, Musk threw some public shade at Bezos, igniting a battle of words and legal maneuvering that is still going on today. If Blue Origin does somehow show up in the next 5 years with a vehicle qualified to NASA's human rating standards that can dock with the space station, which is what Pad 39A is meant to do, we will gladly accommodate their needs, Musk told Space News at the time. Frankly, I think we are more likely to discover unicorns dancing in the flame duct. Well, the protest didn't bring any fruitful outcomes as expected. And with the support of the federal government, SpaceX defeated Blue Origin again, a little over a year later. The majority of a Blue Origin patent for landing a space launch vehicle at sea was found to be unpatentable by the U.S. Patent Trial and Appeals Board. The board agreed with SpaceX that the notion had already been created by numerous scientists and science fiction for 20 years. This was the time when Elon and Jeff came out as rivals openly on Twitter, pointing out each other and became keyboard warriors. When one of the Blue Origin's New Shepard rockets landed for the first time in history, the corporation and Bezos were delighted to shout the achievement from the mountaintop, given it came at a time when SpaceX was attempting but failing to land one of its Falcon 9 rockets at the end of its mission. Musk was quick to respond, pointing out that SpaceX had successfully landed many of its Grasshopper prototypes in 2012 and 2013. He also correctly pointed out that Falcon 9's orbital missions are far more complex and difficult than New Shepard's up and down flight to the Kármán line and back. When SpaceX eventually nailed a Falcon 9 landing the following month, Bezos retorted, "On landing Falcon's suborbital booster stage," he said sarcastically with an unsaid emphasis on the suborbital aspect, and added, "Welcome to the club." Congrats, SpaceX, on landing Falcon's suborbital booster stage. Welcome to the club. It didn't end here when it comes to satellite broadband. Bezos and Musk again find themselves in direct competition. SpaceX has already begun selling high-speed internet from low Earth orbit via Starlink, while Amazon, another Bezos company you may be familiar with, is developing a comparable product called Project Kuiper. Rivalry still continued, and this time Elon counterattacked by calling Jeff a copycat. Now coming to the present day, where Jeff again faced a defeat and used his tactics for defaming SpaceX. Recently, NASA selected SpaceX and its Starship design in April to supply the vehicle that will transport Artemis astronauts to the moon's surface as soon as 2024. Blue Origin and Dynetics, two other applicants, were considered in the process. Blue Origin sued NASA in federal court on Monday after the U.S. Government Accountability Office denied its protests. Blue Origin filed suit in the U.S. Court of Federal Claims in an attempt to remedy the flaws in the acquisition process found in NASA's human landing system. Blue Origin said in a statement, We firmly believe that the issues identified in this procurement and its outcomes must be addressed to restore fairness, create competition, and ensure a safe return to the moon for America. NASA's Human Exploration Chief, Kathy Lueders, said at the time of the grant that the space agency's current budget prevented it from selecting 2 businesses. That was after Congress only approved $850 million of the $3.3 billion it sought for the project. Elon Musk SpaceX firm's track record of orbital missions was also acknowledged by NASA as a criterion in the grant. Cost is considered to have played a part as well. SpaceX's offer was the cheapest by a long shot. Mr. Bezos proposed a fund up to $2 billion of NASA's cost in exchange for being reviewed for the contract in July, but was turned down. Meanwhile, the Government Accountability Office, or GAO, of the United States dismissed a complaint filed by Blue Origin and defense contractor Dynetics, claiming that NASA had not behaved illegally in awarding the contract to only one company. NASA has until October 12th to respond to the legal lawsuit. The complaint has yet to get a response from SpaceX. NASA plans to return humans to the moon for the first time since 1972 as a part of its Artemis mission. Ms. Lauder stated in April, this critical step puts humanity on a path to sustainable lunar exploration and keeps our eyes on missions farther into the solar system, including Mars. It was clear Jeff isn't going to stay silent over seeing his dead end and went for an unprofessional tactic. So Blue Origin reverted to its old strategy of battling NASA's decision in the federal bureaucracy, as it had done in the past when it had been passed over in favor of SpaceX. When that path proved to be a dead end once more, the next step was public relations campaign condemning Starship as a lunar lander, describing it as what immense complexity and heightened risk looks like. Musk predictably responded on Twitter, essentially dismissing Blue Origin's criticisms and pointing to SpaceX's track record of successful missions to the International Space Station. 16 flights is extremely unlikely. Starship payload to orbit is 150 tons, so max of 8 to fill 1,200-ton tanks of lunar Starship. Without flaps and heat shields, Starship is much lighter. Lunar landing legs don't add much, 1/6 gravity. May only need half full, i.e. 4 tanker flights. You've definitely heard about Elon Musk's proposal to transport humans to Mars and turn us into a multi-planetary species. Bezos isn't a fan of this concept, and in 2019, he announced his own vision for humanity's future. It entails putting much of our heavy industry, as well as some fascinating space stations, into orbit in order to better conserve Earth's ecosystem. There arises a question. Why are these 2 richest men so interested in exploring space? Like, there's a lot to discover on Earth, and with all that money, they could make lives better. Elon Musk of Tesla and Jeff Bezos of Amazon are co-founders of the 2 most valuable firms ever formed, with a combined value of more than $350 billion. When they're not investing on Earth, they're working to make multi-planetary human habitat a reality with their vast brainpower. Mr. Bezos, who is stepping down as Amazon's CEO this year, you can call him former CEO then, stayed and hoped to further up his spaceflight ambitions through his business Blue Origin, with the tagline includes the phrase, "Earth, in all its glory, is merely our starting place," while Musk wants to die there. This whole mission and going to space thing is not cheap at all. It costs billions, even trillions of dollars in the past. Like, what were you thinking, guys? You'll be bankrupt, yet you want to go to space. NASA estimates that each mission of the space shuttle cost $450 million. The orbiter, the spaceship attached to the rockets, was estimated at a cost of $1.7 billion. But thanks to this space race, traveling to outside of the world has become a little less costly. The credit goes to Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla, or TSLA, and SpaceX. Like other billionaires, he has stated grandiose hopes for humanity to become a multi-planetary species. Musk, on the other hand, is not taking a tourist flight into space. He's the one who pioneered the use of reusable rockets and bringing launch capability back to America. It is carrying NASA's astronauts to the International Space Station, or ISS, simultaneously launching hundreds of tiny satellites that provide people across the world with space-based Wi-Fi. SpaceX is now valued an estimated $74 billion in private markets, thanks in part to that choice. So what is your take on this matter? Will Jeff ever be able to outrun Elon? Tell us in the comments. If you want to see our upcoming videos, subscribe to our channel, ring the bell icon, and don't forget to like our video as well. That's all from my side. Thanks for watching.